This is Leon, and in this vlog, I'd like to talk about something that is so profound to me that I want to do another vlog about it, and it is about the point of stability. Stability within relationships. You can either have or be in a position of stability, or be in a position of experience, meaning, when and as one, for instance, creates a desire to something or someone, then there has in fact been an experience to an individual created, and thus the stability is left behind. The stability then gets channeled within and as how that relationship is progressing, and it's not a self-stability. It is a stability within the relationship patterns, which is created from experience, from and within the mind. The mind as who one is in separation, meaning that I have to believe or perceive myself separate from that something or someone that I am creating an experience to. And so within that point of separation, becomes my stability point or foundation in order to exist within a particular relationship. What is a relationship? It is basically a pattern that exists in between you and the other individual. And these patterns come from memories within yourself that's been created, and thus one projects those memories to and towards the other individual. So basically one is seeing one's own memories that hasn't been directed within one's world and reality, that hasn't been corrected. And so without correcting and directing oneself in relation to those memories become the stability point as the particular relationship that is created. And so within this, one does not directly interact with the other individual. One is actually instead interacting with one's own memories. And within those memories, there are energies that are experienced, energies such as, how you feel about the other person, basically, or that something, that person, place, or thing, essentially. The feeling, such as the feeling of remorse, the feeling of doubt, the feeling of happiness, the feeling of anger. Well, anger is actually an emotion. There is a difference, actually, and this can be read about or listened to or studied within the Destiny material available on www.eqafe.com, and just search for emotions or feelings, and basically you have several interviews that talked about the existence of emotions and feelings. And so basically, but let's just utilize the word feelings in this particular vlog. And so we have the feeling of anger, the feeling of fear that is created, and projected to another individual. And thus, so it's like one is not actually, in fact, seeing the other individual. Imagine a membrane around that other individual, and that membrane is, in fact, the experience that you're having to that individual, such as the feeling of fear, the feeling of anger, the feeling of happiness. This membrane is what you're, in fact, seeing emotionally. So that is, in fact, what we are seeing or interacting with when and as it comes to a person, place, or thing that we form and create a reaction to. It is those reactions that are our point of and as how we can tell for ourselves that we are not, in fact, stable around that other individual, but we are basically existing within a precariousness, which is an inconsistency within ourselves to that individual, and the memories of the ones that are possessing one's self, one's own self. And so within this, it is to simply, in fact, get ourselves to a point of stability. What I do is I ask myself when and as I am experiencing a reaction to someone, regardless of it being a positive or negative reaction, I ask myself, why do I accept and allow myself would I actually, in fact, decide to experience an individual? Why would I decide if I actually made a decision? I know for a fact that if I made a decision when I am communicating with someone, that I would communicate with them within a stable point, that I would interact with them on a stable point, or within a stable point, So why would I choose to experience someone, Why would I choose to be unstable? Because all reactions, whether it's positive or negative, are instability points, because the positivity is, it is like a compensation for a negative experience. When and as one is aware of a particular negative experience within oneself, of and as what negativity is, then one will compensate for that negativity and create a positivity. Only reason that positivity exists. Why else would it exist? Why would I choose to be positive instead of choosing to be stable in every moment, where I'm free from negativity and positivity? I am simply here, expressing myself freely. I cannot express myself freely when I'm positive, because when I'm positive, it's like I have to keep charging that positivity up over and over again in order to remain within a positive point. That takes work. That takes energy within it as the mind, And I am slowly sucking myself up within that, it is not a stable point to be in. What is a stable point to be in? It's simply not being moved by energies or experiences, not being moved by memories, but simply, in fact, knowing who oneself is in any given moment, in any given situation, regardless of the person, the place, or the thing. I'm stable. Nothing is moving within myself. When something moves within me, is that me making a decision for that something to move within me? Why is it that I would depend on something within myself to move me into into a positivity? Why would I choose that? I wouldn't want to choose that. That is kind of psychotic. If you think about it, it's kind of psychotic. But aren't we all psychotic in that manner? Only on subtle levels, where we accept it because of its subtlety nature, or our awareness is not really aligned to working on ourselves, bettering ourselves. Is just our awareness is mainly focused on expanding on that energy, or making it more than making it stronger, so I can feel it, so I can become, I don't know, the illusion of betterment, the illusion of happiness, so I can become fulfilled within a particular experience within myself. Thank you.